are well aware of tech things, of things shaping commerce and retailing. But what about us? So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to start from what I call gigatrends or space trends. When you look down at Earth from space, you see some formidable patterns. You can see GDP by the kind of light shining. You can see where people live and where they don't live. And of course, most familiarly, you can see that people are not equally distributed geographically. We tend to live in cities more increasingly. And what happens to us when we move into cities? Well, many different things, but I'm going to focus on one remarkable insight by using a very boring diagram. This is a German study outlining the average walking speed of pedestrians correlated with the city size. And as you can see, they are nearly perfectly correlated, ladies and gentlemen. In other words, if you came here from Amsterdam or London, New York, Shanghai, some of these places, you know it, right? You walk quite quickly, and you think quickly, and you tweet quickly, and you chew gum quickly. If, on the other hand, you live almost anywhere in Switzerland, you tend to have time to stop and reflect. And the relevance for retailing is quite obvious, right? Imagine if we're going to invent a retailer. A retailer for a very slow-moving person should be a really big shop. Lots of SKUs, sights, sounds, smells to explore, so that people can walk slowly for hours and hours. For these fast-walking people, there have been very few retail offerings invented. E-commerce is the least bad one. But we live in a world where a significant proportion, rising proportion of the world's consumers are underserved by retailing options. And I know it's ironic. We shouldn't be in a hurry because over the past decades, we have gained 17 minutes per day of life every day for the past 50+ years. If you take the average life expectancy rise, and these are global figures, so they are significantly higher. I mean, you are gaining life this morning listening to me. If you drink alcohol tonight, you lose a little bit of that life. But then you get it back tomorrow. So we are fast-walking, long-living, and let me just touch upon this idea, because I've noticed that people have a tendency to divide the world into the digital ones and zeros and the analog, what's going on in here right now. And if you divide the world into digital or analog, chances are you are above the age of 43, like myself. Because you remember what the internet sounds like, right? Who remembers what the internet sounds like? If you do, make some noise. What does it sound like? Exactly. Wow, we're online. www.aol.com. That was the internet 25 years ago. Today it's completely silence and we don't divide. Everybody is Digilog all the time. You are Digilog, I am Digilog. We complain where there's not Wi-Fi on the plane, right? On the transatlantic flight. If it doesn't work, we get a panic. And just to, the video said I'm going to show you what consumers of the future look like, and you saw it this morning. You looked in the mirror and you saw a blue dot, right? All of you. You went up and you took away the mist on the mirror if you had a shower, and you saw a blue dot. Because that's what we are. We are all blue dots as consumers. We know where we are. Let me go back. We know where we are. We know where we're going. We know... I mean, I spoke to a doctor recently, and she said, I have no value to add. People come into my office, and they know what's wrong with them. They know what prescription they need. I sign a piece of paper. That's it. The consumers of the future, ladies and gentlemen. Fast-walking, digilog urbanistas, feminized urban people with a long life. Any questions? This is it. This is who you are serving. This is who you will be serving even more in the coming decades. Now, what will we work as? Because one of the big topics recently has been this idea that robots will steal our jobs. Right? And not just Not just factory jobs, but any jobs, office work, and beyond. Which kind of jobs do robots do better? Well, I invited a robot maker from Stockholm. Her name is Simone Yach. She made a robot to help her put on lipstick in the morning. And as you can see, it's a disaster, right? It really doesn't work particularly well. DARPA in the US has spent billions of dollars trying to make robots that can walk, and they've come up with something that looks like two drunk people carrying around a sofa. My pointer is this: if something is easy for a human being, walking, talking, putting on lipstick, it is in general really difficult to get a robot to do it. Even heavy lifting, humans do that better than robots. I call this one the Retail Loyalty Congress Bologna later hours. Easy for us, difficult for a robot, but the opposite is also true. If it's difficult